hospitals, educational institutions, and charities have separately incorporated charitable foundations, also known as parallel or affiliated foundations, acting as a notional segregated fund within the organization to being an active organization where fundraising and other functions are dedicated to the foundation. They can be external, but closely tied to the parent, or wholly independent of the parent. While there's no research to identify whether parallel foundations are a more successful fundraising model, there is a growing trend for parallel foundations to play an important role as fundraisers, advocates, real estate owners, and entrepreneurial partners to their parent organization. The rationale for establishing foundations includes leveraging community volunteer leadership, people with affluence and strong connections to prospective donors. A foundation can be more responsive to the institution's immediate needs without constraints imposed by government policy, such as borrowing power and purchasing real estate. Strategically segregating pools of money and assets to separate finances from fundraising activities and accounting policies. Facilitating entrepreneurial ventures, such as gift shops. Managing and preserving endowed and other assets, which is particularly important when mergers or dissolutions occur with the parent entity. Providing another marketing and fundraising vehicle to promote the institution. Focusing on fundraising activities aside from the core operations of the parent. And donor preference to give to a separate foundation versus an entity perceived to be controlled by government. The fundraising role between foundation boards and governing boards is noteworthy. Rarely do governing board members of hospitals or educational institutions feel it's their responsibility to fundraise. They typically do not feel comfortable asking for financial support in their communities. This supports creating separate foundations with board members recruited specifically for fundraising and for the affluence and influence they possess. From my personal experience working with hospitals and post-secondary foundations, I can attest that the quality of the relationship between the parent institution and its foundation depends on many factors, including the maturity of the partnership, operational funding, society membership and board structure, the quality of the board members recruited, and a shared understanding between the institution and foundation, and an articulated agreement on the roles of each entity. It is often the lack of clarity about the respective roles, prerogatives, and responsibilities of governing and foundation boards, which leads to the most fundamental and common sources of conflict. Leadership in the boardroom is a critical component of fundraising success and advancing the missions of both entities. At Global, we have the experience and bench strength to help foundations achieve great success in fundraising.